What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner, and trying to make sense out of nonsense, which brings me to my point. Chuck Schumer has been talking reckless, been talking stuff about the POTUS. He's saying stuff like negotiating with President Trump is like negotiating with Jello, which I have no idea what he's talking about. That analogy makes no sense. I don't know. And if that is the case, then that must be the hardest Jello he's ever encountered, because old Chuck there decided to play a game of chicken. And unfortunately, he ended up moving away to the other side before they made a collision. Yeah, he ended up blinking first. Yeah, he ended up tapping out. He said, you know what? Don't break it. I'm going to tap out. I don't want any more problems. You already got me in a rear naked choke, and I'm getting sleepy and I'm nodding off. So let me just go ahead and tap out and save myself the embarrassment. Now, I think what ended up happening here is it's not that Donald Trump was not willing to negotiate, but see, Chuck tried to play games, came in, I guess, at the beginning of this initial shutdown, had a meeting with President Trump, and he throws in some more garbage concerning stuff that had nothing to do with this budget. And it's like, you know what? While I'm here, I'm going to just try to get the whole kitchen sink. And I don't think Donald Trump appreciated that. So I think what he did is say, you know what? You want to play games? Until you are ready to correct your behavior, had to treat him like a child. Until you're ready to talk and correct your behavior, I'm not going to say anything else to you. Okay? So you already had a chance. You had a platform. You came in. You could have laid it down. You could have been reasonable. You could have been fair. You could have been practical, but you came in and tried to slide in some extra goodies. And now I got to punish you with silence. So go away. Bye-bye, Chuck. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And when you're ready to talk, when you finally realize that doing things like this does not work out for your good, then you'll come back and you'll make some practical decisions. And so I think what is happening here, and this is what I believe Chuck didn't consider. He wants DACA dealt with. And he made a calculated choice to try to strong arm the president and the Republicans based on the fact that many Republicans and Democrats and Americans in general want to do something for DACA. But what he didn't take into account is that the average American does not want to say, you know what, let's put DACA over America. And that's the calculation that the Democrats always mess up. They're always saying, you know what, let's put other interests above Americans' interests. And when you do that, it causes people who might normally be sympathetic to your cause and your need to become aggressive towards it, to become bitter with it, to just start to really just look at that topic that they might have said, let's do something about it. Now you're looking at it and you're going, you know what, I resent it. In fact, before I was kind of neutral or I was kind of indifferent, but because you want to shove it down my throat and you want to make me feel like this is the greatest priority over America, over our citizens, over progress, all of these things, because you're doing it that way, you've made something that we would have said, let's work on it. Now you've made people go, now you're giving me a comparison. Now you're making me choose, Chuck. All right. You're asking me if the interests of our military and chip and all of that other stuff that we need to get done is more important than dealing with DACA that is not an immediate urgency right now. And because you've done this, now you get the backlash. And I guarantee you, he waited it out to see what popular opinion would be concerning this matter. And I think he lost that battle. I mean, he was on a straight head-on collision, and he wasn't going to survive that one. So you know what he did, right? He turned. He turned out the way. Yeah, so he started off looking good, man, and it all backfired. And so, yes, it will go down in history as the Schumer shutdown. And maybe one day we'll get to the bottom of this Jello analogy. But maybe in the future, the Democrats will start to understand when you're dealing with social issues, a lot of the social issues people may be tolerant to and might want to find solutions, but you can't find solutions when these social issues are thrown out at you and backed up with nothing but accusations, nothing but shame statements behind them of you don't jump on top of this. If this ain't the number one priority, you're a sexist, a racist, a homophobe, a xenophobe, a phobophobe, a phobophobian, and all of those other terms they come up with. When you present it like that, normal people who might sit down with you and say, let's talk it out, start to go, now you're making me mad about this. And I don't want to talk about it at all. In fact, I'm going to start resenting the whole subject in a minute. So simmer down, stop trying to play nothing more than identity politics and present practical situations in a way that we can all work it out, Chuck. We can all come to a solution, but you can't shove it down our throat. You can't bully people. You can't muscle people. You got to have conversation. Use your words. Use your big boy words and stop throwing temper tantrums and saying, I'm taking my bat and ball and I'm going home, because that doesn't work. All we're going to do is go buy another bat and ball and won't let you play in the game. You can sit at home with your own bat and ball and watch the game from your house. Now, that's my take on it. You've been listening to Kevin at Kevin's Corner. If you like this video, hit like, share it. And if you want to support Kevin at Kevin's Corner, there are links in the bottom that will allow you to do so. And find me on Facebook. And I also got a Minorities for Trump link in the bottom on Facebook. And it's a cool link. It's a cool page that I set up, and a lot of people are joining it, and everybody's welcome, because to be honest with you, the way it looks in our liberal society, they're trying to make it seem like every Trump supporter is a minority, even though we're really the silent majority. Anyway, God bless you. Talk to you soon in Kevin's Corner.